Hello everyone! Welcome to my Young and the Restless official channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Before we dive into today's content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and show some love by giving this video a thumbs up. Spoilers for The Young and the Restless suggest that Mariah Copeland might be arrested following the revelation of her deadly secret. When the truth is out, will Mariah have to serve time in prison? Many Y&R fans began to believe Mariah strangled the stranger she met on her work trip after a flashback showed her sobbing while holding a pillow. Mariah had reportedly been hiding a murder for a long time because the July 8th episode proved that she did, in fact, suffocate the man. Holding the pillow over his face and smothering him has left Mariah with some terrible memories. Mariah wouldn't murder a man without a valid reason, of course. Mariah appears to have lost all of her Ian Ward problems, possibly as a result of an Ian hallucination or a moment when she was triggered by anything spoken by this stranger. Mariah was intoxicated as well, which undoubtedly added to her perplexity and given her the liquid bravery to act in this way. Mariah sincerely regrets her terrible error, but the misery of it all cannot be undone at this time. So far, Mariah has been able to keep the secret hidden, but what will happen when it eventually comes to light? Because of what she did, Mariah is probably going to be arrested and placed in a jail cell. Maybe Mariah could phone the police and give a complete confession since she's feeling so guilty and regretful. Mariah may ultimately see it as the only viable option. In either event, if Mariah is found guilty of murder, she may face severe jail time. Tessa Porter's wife and Aria Porter Copeland's other mother end up spending years in prison, you can bet she will go crazy. That would give Tessa even more justification to rely on Daniel Romalotti Jr. for assistance. When Sharon Newman learns of Mariah's terrible secret, she will also be devastated, but she might not give up on saving her daughter. Sharon might try to get Mariah to reconsider her plea of guilty. Maybe Michael Baldwin could use a temporary insanity defense or some other legal tactic to get Mariah off the hook. Keep an eye out for any updates regarding an impending trial because, according to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Mariah might have some arrest drama ahead of her, regardless of how everything turns out. Holden tells Claire he's sorry. Claire tells him not a lot of people know. She hasn't been able to get in touch with any of the people in France. Hesitating, she tells Holden that she likes to think Kyle can sense that she needs him and that he needs to come home. Holden Y&R. Holden's sure Kyle would be there if he could. He informs Claire that he lost his father to cancer a few years ago. He didn't even talk about it to Damien. It's still too painful. Claire guesses they were close. Holden says he was his best friend, the one person he could count on. Claire informs him that she only recently discovered Cole, but that it felt like they had known each other for their entire lives. It's hard to believe she'll never see him again. She tears up. Holden urges her to get her feelings out. He warns the pain becomes more tolerable but never really goes away. Claire thanks him. It feels better to talk about it. Holden thinks it's a good sign that she's out. He invites her to breakfast with him. Changing the subject, Holden asks Claire what she likes to do outside of work. She says she enjoys detective novels and recently started riding horses. Her dad taught her how to take care of her horse. She explains Cole was a groomsman earlier in life and became a teacher. She laughs while sharing a memory of falling off her horse with Cole. She thanks Holden for the breakfast invite but declines. Holden gives her his number in case she needs his help. He tells her the more people she's around the better as she takes time to adjust. He's leaving when she stops him. Actually, breakfast sounds nice. Claire Y&R. Cain interrupts Audra and Kyle. In France, Kyle and Audra debate about ideas for their campaign. She reminds him she's on a budget. He smells her perfume and remarks, "Damn." She lets him have a closer inspection until Cain appears and interrupts. They blather that they were working. Cain is surprised to see them working so closely together. He thought they were involved with other people. Was I wrong about that? He is assured that Kyle and Audra are not alone and that their relationship is entirely professional. Cain apologizes and says he knows Audra's with Nate, Lily's cousin, and Kyle is with Victoria's daughter Claire. He's sorry he and Summer didn't work out. Kyle shrugs that they're co-parenting their son, Harrison. Cain wants to know more about Audra, but he's intrigued that she was able to persuade Victor to get her on the guest list and to fund a company for as well. Audra says she can be very persuasive and asks, "Wouldn't you agree, Kyle?" Kyle, Audra, Cain, Y&R. Kyle cracks that he'd call Audra more invasive than persuasive. She snarks, "Ha ha." Cain says they spar like an old married couple. He's curious about their business connection. Kyle explains it's a rivalry and he was trying to figure out what scent she's wearing. Audra tells Cain she's determined to find out what he likes in a woman. Cain questions her coming all the way there for that. She says, cosmetically speaking, of course. She asks if he remembers the pitch she sent him. Aristotle Dumas, man of mystery, publicly declaring the winner. The fact that Cain Ashby lacks the same splash is mocked by Kyle. Cain asks why Jabot and Kyle would give Audra a bone. Doesn't make sense. This is why he can't shake the feeling that there's something more going on between the two of them. Cain Y&R. Kyle and Audra insist that they are only interested in publicity. Cain can't understand Jabot wanting to get involved in this campaign. Until Cain intervenes, Audra and Kyle argue verbally about her company. Okay. I'm sold. This is their campaign, it's very entertaining. He thinks it could still work. Cattle Y&R. Cain tells them he can delay the reveal of his real identity a little longer. Kyle thanks him. He reminds them he has experience in the cosmetics field as well. He asks them to bring them a sample of their fragrances, and they'll go from there. He walks off and Kyle tells Audra, "Looks like we're going to war." They high-five. Audra, Kyle, Y&R. Adam and Chelsea compare notes. Adam joins Chelsea in Newman Media's office, and she's surprised to see him back from France already. They kiss and she asks about his trip. He wants food first, he has a lot to tell her. At Society, Chelsea asks Adam if she's talked to Victoria. He says no and asks for the latest on Cole. Chelsea says he didn't make it. Adam gawps, "What? How is that even possible?" He declares that this is terrible and asks how Victoria is doing. Chelsea says she's not great. Adam sighs that Nikki must have sensed something. She wanted him to let Victoria know she was thinking about her and would be there if she could. They talk about him being someone the family can depend on. They go over Cole being a good guy and Adam worries that he gave the family in France false hope. He decides he'll go see Victoria later. Chelsea asks if he got the information to Victor. More importantly, who is Aristotle Dumas? Adam, Chelsea, Y&R. Chelsea's stunned to hear that Dumas is Cain Ashby and declares that this whole thing is shady. Adam says Cain claims that Colin went legit before he died. Chelsea questions if Colin is even really dead. Adam can find out, but they need to find out what Cain's up to in Genoa City. He told the others he wants to come back to town and start fresh. Chelsea doesn't trust Cain as far as she can throw him. Adam says they'll keep digging and figure out everything there is to know about his operations. This doesn't just affect the family, it's a huge story and right now it's all theirs. Adam, Chelsea, Y&R. Chelsea can't believe Adam walked up a mountain. Adam tells her the road was out and that Cain has his own private train. He shares that Victor didn't say a word about them not publishing a hit piece on Billy. They're cut off from the outside world. Chelsea remarks on the convenience of the power players being cut off while Cain buys up the whole town. Chelsea finds out that Phyllis saw him. It was inevitable, but he hopes Nick will persuade her to keep her mouth shut. Adam muses that he'd like to reveal that Dumas is Cain today, but he won't do it. He needs to be stopped, not publicized. Chelsea is impressed by his new family-first priorities. Adam says the good news is that Billy and Sally are stuck there too, they can't get a jump on them. They need to find out who Cain's point person is in Genoa City. Holden and Claire walk in and Chelsea smiles. "I think I already know who that person is." Y&R. Adam, Chelsea. Adam hears from Chelsea that Holden Novak used to work for Damien in Los Angeles. She checked him out. Adam asks what she learned about him. Chelsea says he has a history with Audra Charles. She reveals that after Adam left, Holden dug for information from her in a very flirty way. She approached him claiming he needed a new career path. Before that, she saw him huddled with Cain in a very serious conversation. He's an operator and a shark in the water. Cain has a spy in Genoa City. Her money's on Holden. Chelsea greets Claire and Holden, and Adam tells Claire he just heard about her dad. He's so sorry. Claire's glad to hear he's going to stop by and see Victoria. Adam introduces himself to Holden, who says he's a big fan of Newman Media. Chelsea says he's a big fan of a lot of businesses in Genoa City. Adam asks him about Damien and Dumas. Holden says Dumas fired him out of the blue and he and Damien aren't exactly buddies these days. Holden Adam Y&R. Adam questions Damien not finding a place for Holden at Winters and offers to put in a word for him with Devon. Holden shuts this down, saying he's considering other options. Adam asks if he knows anything about Damien and the others flying off to France to meet Dumas. Holden points out Adam is asking a lot of questions. He doesn't have any idea about the trip, nor does he care. Holden Claire Chelsea Adam Y&R. Claire thanks Chelsea for helping her mom last night. They're both struggling. Chelsea says they can call her anytime. Claire and Holden turn to find a table and Adam asks Holden to stop by Newman Media. Maybe they can find a spot for him there. Holden frowns. Are you offering me a job? Holden agrees to give it some thought and he and Claire walk off. Chelsea grins. Well played, sir. Across the room, Claire thinks the job offer is exciting. Holden says it's definitely worth looking into. After all, Claire decides she can't do this. She's thinking about her father. Holden knows what it's like. This is a club you never want to be a part of. She asks how he got out of it. Holden talks about making to-do lists and putting one step in front of the other. He warns the grief comes in waves. You have to jump on it and experience the ride. Claire wipes a tear away and tells him he's been great. She simply truly misses Kyle. Y&R Holden Claire in France, Kyle and Audra decide to have a celebratory drink in the train car. They go into her room and close the door. Adam and Chelsea go back to Newman Media to talk about Holden's lie about meeting Dumas. That's one strike. Being with Claire is another. Holden's a player. Chelsea's sure Claire can look out for herself. Chelsea Adam Y&R. In society, Holden is sure Kyle misses Claire too. She complains that he is with Audra in addition to being a nice. They dated for a while. Holden sighs that Audra is a force of nature. He asks, how much do you trust Kyle? She says, completely. He tells her she shouldn't be worried at all then. Claire looks wary. Claire Y&R. In Audra's room, she pours bubbly and she and Kyle toast to getting everything they want. They drink and she moves closer.